Hi, everybody. Welcome. Yeah. What a night. Oh, what a night. Um,
Yes,
yeah. So,
absolutely.
Marina, go ahead and say what you wanted to say about it, and then I'll go into what I want to bring up. Yeah.
Well, what I said was I thought that Vance was a little more subdued. I thought that he would, excuse me, he would be a little more animated and a little interrupt a lot more. He did at one point, which I thought,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
but he didn't really answer a lot of questions, except he talked a lot, and he yeah, it
Yeah.
was a word salad that didn't really mean anything, and he just accused Kamala Harris
Yeah.
of
Like it's her administration, right?
like it's her
Yeah. Yeah.
administration. Yeah, she probably knows where Jimmy Hoffa's buried, really, if you know.
Yes. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I adored Tim. Somebody
Yes.
said on one of Keith's websites that he looks at, Midwestern nice, and they both were very nice to each other, which was
Yes.
probably the nicest debate I've ever seen, even though there
Yes.
were some things that weren't. But I feel like he said things. Vance said things that Trump is going to not like,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
because a lot of the times they were saying to each other, um, well, I agree with you on, I agree with you. I agree with you here and I agree with you there. And I'm thinking, hmm, I don't know about that. Trump will have a fit. Don't you think?
Daddy ain't going to
Yeah.
like it. Hi, Rose Blue. Thank you.
JD is Chucky Jr.
Absolutely. Yeah. Just
Mhm.
excuse me.
Yeah. 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 Take your time.
Oh,
Yeah. No, he said a lot of lying things, but what about the time? I don't know if you saw this part, but at one point, the CBS newscaster fact checked him, and he said, "Well, I didn't think you were going to fact check anything." Yeah,
oh yes, and he was trying to
yeah,
talk over it, and then it was, hey, nobody can hear you. Your mics are muted. Well, still can't hear you.
still can't hear you. Yeah, it's like yeah, da 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 da. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. Hi,
I did not
everyone
care for
who's
the
here. Yeah,
ladies.
we did this.
Yeah, yeah, I didn't care for the ladies. I thought that they were too I don't know, stiff or something. I guess it's because I don't usually watch CBS News. So
Mhm.
um interesting. Uh
Yeah,
no, I
they did
really yeah. Go ahead.
they
No, I'm
did
sorry.
stick to their questions.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
yeah, I did like that. Yes,
Mhm.
very polite. Um,
Mhm.
and I noticed that Vance didn't have as much eyeliner on as he usually does. I noticed that.
I love the fact that Tim said about the healthcare. There's one good thing about being older, and that is I was there when all this happened, and he knows what happened. But I felt like Vance was showing all of his 40-year-old self. And one
Yes,
of the other things I
experience.
wish Tim had brought up was just how much experience Tim has compared to Vance. I found out today that Vance, out of 45 bills since he's been senator, he's never voted on one.
Ha! Ha!
Yeah,
Imagine that.
I know. Yep. Yep.
Imagine that. And
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
he did a lot of well, like I said, he talked a lot, but he never answered questions.
No, he
Like,
didn't. Yeah.
you know, when Tim brought up Springfield. Oh well,
Mhm.
the yeah, um,
Yeah. Yeah.
well,
And
yeah, and
that's
even when
his
he was asked by the
constituency.
moderators,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
about that, and about the was the 2020 election, you know, like,
Mhm.
oh well, it was. I think there was a peaceful transfer of power on January 20th. Yeah, but
Right.
it wasn't on January 6th
I
when
know.
it really
When it
mattered.
really mattered. Yeah.
You know,
Whenever it
it's
mattered.
like,
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
you can always count on the Republicans to do the right thing
Right.
after they've tried everything else.
OMG. So something happened today, everybody. The longshoremen union is striking, and there's a guy that's the head of the longshoremen's union in Boston. He's a Trump supporter, and he and Trump, we think, got together and said, let's do this to jack up the prices of everything, because you can get the boats to come into the shore, but you have to have the longshoremen to bring the stuff out.
Yeah.
What's that going to do? It's going to raise our prices. So once again, he does everything he can between tariff, saying tariffs would be more important, or cutting off the
Yes.
longshoremen. It makes me sick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know.
it really
I
does.
know. It's all about me, 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 me.
Yeah.
And mind you, they did file paperwork. Trump's lawyers um, in the Jack Smith Judge Chutkan case.
Yes. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
you can't do that. Yeah.
That's right.
Nor
He's inconsistent. He says that he's not going to do it here, but he's doing it there. So Glenn Kirshner said, yeah, but the reason they're doing that is because you took it to the Supreme Court and you had to show how it was going to
Yeah.
work or not. Yeah.
Yeah,
So everything he's
exactly.
done is his own damn fault. That's right.
Yep, absolutely. So
Yep.
no sympathy from me here.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Oh
And
my
yeah,
God.
Granny B, yeah, the only reason that he left the White House was because he was told he would be dragged out. Yeah.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks everybody for being here. Yeah, I kind of at the end when he went last, Keith said, I'm done. I don't want to listen to this jerk anymore. I really thought Tim did, he held his own. He's not a debater. He's not a speaker. And, yeah, but I did not feel like Vance was better at speaking, like you said, because he was all a word salad. But I really do. The first thing I thought of was, OMG, his boss is going to be bullshit, because he didn't really come across nasty, or he didn't say the things that he was supposed to say, because I've heard him say it before. Somebody said something about Tim. I'm sorry, not Tim. J.D. Vance said this, and Trump said, well, that's not my policy. I've heard him do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
no,
yeah.
I think that Shady Vance was in a little bit of a difficult position.
Yeah.
Because he if he said what his boss wanted him to say, Tim Walz would have him for lunch.
That's true.
If he didn't go with what his boss said, he left it open enough that he can kind of, well, yeah, but Donald this and Donald that. And when he mentioned how old he was, and in my 40 years, I thought, oh yeah, that was him auditioning for the position of president, because if by some miracle Trump gets in, J.D. Vance is going to Article 25 him, and he's going to say, no.
Yeah. Do you want that man in charge of the country? I don't. I mean, he scares the shit out of me. My son turned 40 today. I love my son, but I wouldn't want him running
your son.
I wouldn't want him running the country. You know what I mean? No. He's not old enough or mature enough to do that. So,
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Oh, yeah, he'll get his.
Yeah. Good for you, Granny.
Yeah.
You should be proud of your governor. He is a nice person, and he can't help but being nice. But it was interesting that when he mentioned that his son was witness to a shooting, that Vance audibly said something which surprised me. And I figured he'd just say, oh, well, that's the risk of going to school or something, you know. But
Yeah.
yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, wow, wow. Anne says you were correcting their logic and argumentation as if they could hear you. Yeah. Just because
Yeah.
Vance went to Yale doesn't make him any better than anybody else. Yeah.
No, no. You know what? There are people who are book smart and
Uh-huh.
there are people who are life smart.
Right.
And
Right. Yep.
he'd I don't really honestly know that he's either, but
Mhm.
yet Tim came across as being very very homesy, like,
Mhm.
he's the
Mhm.
guy that I'd have sitting in my at my kitchen table, having a
Yep.
cup of coffee going, "So what about this? What about that?" He did not um he did not attack
Uh-huh.
uh, you know, Trump the way that Trump attacked Kamala. He didn't attack Vance the way that Trump would have
Yeah.
attacked Vance.
Yeah. Right.
But he
Right.
brought things up so that you had to look at it and
Uh-huh.
go, huh, really? So, yeah,
Yeah.
Trump did all that. Well,
Uh-huh.
he had 4 years. What did he do? What
Nothing.
did he do? He
Yeah.
was going to build a fence. And
I love that when he brought that up. The fact
yes,
that he was going to build this wall and have Mexico pay for it. He didn't build it and Mexico didn't pay for it.
yeah,
So yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Oh, you
exactly.
had to turn it off after an hour, Donna? Well, if it was Trump, I would have felt that way, I think.
Yeah,
I think I really just wanted to be there for Tim Walz. Um,
yes,
I love this. The only reason that Rump left the White House was because he was told he would
yeah,
be dragged out, which is very true. Yep.
yes,
And yeah. And
yeah,
Amanda says, I swear Vance snorted a line before.
probably.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Yes,
And
yeah,
they said before the whole thing started that he was going to go to the spin room afterwards. And he wanted to make that known so that we didn't think he was there because he thought he lost.
oh, sure, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Crazy.
yeah,
Mhm.
and T Garden Chicken says, yeah, Vance was slick. Waltz
Yeah.
was real.
Yes. Mhm. Mhm.
And I think people could pick up on that.
But I had no idea he was so rotten. I had no idea he was so rotten in his voting um,
Yeah,
record is terrible. It's
yeah,
terrible. His voting record is terrible.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I would be embarrassed to go there. Yeah.
Yeah. He doesn't have the experience. He was put in that position,
Mhm.
put in as VP so that should Trump get in, that they can Article 25
I
him,
know.
and then
I know.
he's going to do the bidding of his financial supporters, financial backers. And watching him, there was a few times as he was talking, and I thought, oh my God, if I was watching Handmaid's Tale, you could
Mhm.
totally convince me you're a commander.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Um,
yeah.
Waltz was a bit stunned. Waltz isn't used to. I don't believe he ever had. He used to be a coach,
Yeah.
but he wasn't a debater. But you know what? Pete Buttigieg was the one who got him
Yes.
prepared for tonight, and he did Pete proud. I think I
Yes,
really
he
do.
did.
Yeah.
Yes, he
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the fact that that he's not a debater, he doesn't have a history of debating, just made him more real.
Yeah.
He talked like
Yeah.
the
Did
rest
you
of
notice? Did you notice that Vance called Tim Waltz, like a waltz?
Yeah.
His name is Walls, and he was so. Not only does Donald mispronounce Kamala's name, but he mispronounced Tim's last name, which I thought
Yeah.
was done intentionally because he kept calling him Waltz, like he was going to waltz away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which, I mean,
Wow.
it's what they do, right?
Yep. Yep.
Well, it
Oh yeah.
could. Yeah,
Yeah.
Ness, maybe.
Mhm.
Maybe.
Yeah.
That
They both admitted that they misspoke about a couple of things. Walt started saying that he did when it was about China. And J.D. Vance said something too, that he said that he misspoke later, I believe. But wow.
Yeah, I didn't see I didn't see all of it. I hope to catch as much of it as I could. And
Mhm.
yes, I'll be watching in the replay with all the highlights and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Um
Yep.
but yeah, I think yes, Mimi, yeah, everything was Kamal's fault.
Yeah. Like she's
Everything.
the president of the United States, like it was
Yeah.
all her, everything's been her decision.
Yeah,
And
exactly. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, Kamala Harris administration.
Uh-huh.
She's the vice president. She's not the president, but well,
Yeah.
not yet.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. And
I
yes,
agree with this. He was emotionally invested. He would take his notes and they were very well done. A couple of
yes,
times I wanted him to just go, no, that's a lie. Because there were a lot of lies flown out. And
absolutely.
yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
Uh,
absolutely.
oh yeah. I love this. Thank you. All that talk about sending jobs to China when Trump has all his merchandise made there. He didn't.
Exactly.
Trump didn't. It was saying something about that during the Trump administration, there was job growth, or there was something, which is absolutely not true.
Exactly.
The job growth has started since. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh yeah, this
And
is good.
yeah. Yes, that
Uh-huh.
was that. No, you can't fact check me.
That's right. You can't do that.
That's not. I think just by his body language, it felt like he was just getting ready to go, I'm not doing this, and walk off stage. Like
Yeah.
that was kind of the
Well,
vibe that I was getting.
I agree with you, and I never felt sorry for Vance. However, the questions he was asked, knowing what a liar the man he works for is, and how when he said a concept of a plan, and of course Vance had to scrape together saying
Yeah.
basically everything's always a concept, it isn't nailed down, and people will have to discuss it and all that stuff. But the fact he said that they would not be getting rid of pre-existing conditions, that's not true. That's one of their things they don't
Exactly.
want. And they seem to think that if immigrants are here, they're stealing everything from the rest of us.
Yes.
And a lot of these people have already been made into American citizens. So
Yeah.
there's
Exactly.
absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. And he did not answer the question about deportation.
Yeah.
And would you deport parents of children who are American citizens?
Uh-huh.
No, it was all this fentanyl that's coming in, and that's under the Kamala Harris is the border czar and whatnot.
Yeah.
And even when Tim pointed out, hey, there was a deal there, and
Yeah.
your guys said kill
And you
it.
guys didn't do it. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
well, what about Kamala? She's had 3.5 years. Yeah, they put together a deal that you guys killed.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Like
Absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely.
and I like the fact that he was that there was a little bit of pushback about, okay, well, this is Congress does that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
not everything is done by executive order, despite what Donald Trump might have told you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually could not believe that the two of them said, I agree with you about this or about that.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That's what I believe Donald Trump will be very angry about.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be, I wouldn't even be surprised if he didn't threaten for him to be replaced, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It's too late, but yeah, he
Yeah.
absolutely could.
Yeah.
Um,
Can make him miserable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can certainly make
yeah,
him miserable.
totally. That's not what I told you to say. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Thanks, Mimi.
Yeah, maybe he was waiting for what you had to say. That's funny. Yeah,
Yes.
Trump is going to be mad. I think Ness wanted us to. Thanks, Marby and Rose Blue, for your contribution to Marina's channel. That's so wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you
Did
very much.
45 and the Teamsters agree to stay in the strike? Let's do our reading on it here.
Absolutely.
See.
Okay, who wants to come out? All right. Gilded Tarot.
All right.
Let's come out. Yes, Vance has a lot to learn.
He's such a baby.
He is.
Sorry,
I mean,
and you know, I absolutely love my son and think my son is intelligent, but he's 40, and you know, there's a lot of. I remember Dan Quayle being on with Lloyd Benson many years ago, and he said that he was the same age as Jack Kennedy was, and
yes.
I was looking at him, and I'm thinking to myself, "Oh my God, that man, he's unreal."
Yeah. And the response was, yeah, Senator, I knew Jack Kennedy. You're no Jack
You know,
Kennedy.
John. That's right.
Yeah.
So what I have here is fuel in the fire. He threw fuel into the fire to get the strike going, and it was a wrestling ring. It's a wrestling ring for the longshoremen, and then I get a tornado. So I don't know. I mean, I am a union member, and I know that some people don't get paid well, but it just seems to me right before the election is not a very good time to be doing
No.
this when people are already paying higher prices for groceries and so on, and they're complaining about that. So to me, that would be very beneficial to who. If this increased prices. Oh, thanks, Jamie Johnson. Thank you, my dear.
Thank you, Jamie.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, listen, I pulled tarot and I got Judgment.
Yep.
So this is let's make a deal. I got the Empress. This works out well for both of us. And we're both going to get something out of it. And then I got the Three of Swords. This is not going to end well. People are paying attention, and they're paying attention to what they're seeing, not what they're hearing. And so a lot of people are saying, well, isn't this interesting that this guy and this guy got together and now we have this problem? And isn't he the same guy who said, no, on the border deal because I don't want Biden to get a win before the election?
Yeah.
It's this is like a Hail Mary pass. That
Yep. And this is what he does because he can't win regular because there's not enough people. Even if every Republican, I believe, voted, which they never would, and every Democrat did, the Democrats usually win because of the popular vote. So,
exactly. It's their
I agree with you, Rossi. There's the same. I just saw Ronald Reagan talking in 1980s about how cocaine and other things were coming up over the border. It's a Republican talking point. It is.
Yes.
It's always the people that are the us versus them. It's never us. It's always them. Yeah.
The other. Yeah. Blame it on them. And Rossi, you're absolutely right. If there was no demand, they wouldn't be doing it. They'd be doing something else. But when you've got an entertainment purposes only, what do I know? I read cards and talk to spirit. But if folks like some of Donald Trump's children weren't taking advantage of some of these non-prescription things, so say what you will, and let's assume that even if that was the case, Donald Trump had 4 years to do something about it. What did he do?
Right.
What did he do?
Yep. Absolutely. So yes, Ness, we can pull on these. It is sad you have to cheat to win, and that's why at the end when Tim was saying, why can't we have these kinds of discussions? And you know what? Even before, I love the fact he brought up John McCain. when he said something about the insurance. He said if John McCain hadn't agreed to go with it, we wouldn't have even had it
Yes.
right now. But
Yes.
there should be more shaking hands. There should be more, I agree with you on this, but not on this, because
Yes.
that's what sensible people do. But we've had this gaslighter for so long.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
absolutely, oh my God. So let's see. So let's see how Trump is. Oh God, I would be interested to see what his Truth Social posts look like in the morning. Oh my
Oh, it might be worthwhile staying up a little later
God.
just just to get it. Okay. All righty.
Wow. You go
So,
ahead if you want. Yeah.
you know, I think um Vance thinks that he did really good. Get the Seven of Pentacles. He feels like he went in there and he did a good job.
Okay.
That he did deliver some quote unquote zingers that he can
Yeah.
take to the boss and say, yeah, but did you hear when I said this?
Yeah.
I think that he is with the Nine of Cups. He is feeling pretty happy with
Okay.
himself. Um, what's Trump's reaction to this? No,
Yeah.
sir. You did
Yeah.
not go in there and do what I told you to do. You started using your own words. You started agreeing. You never back down. You never agree with the other side. And
Yep. Yep.
yeah, bottom of the deck, I've got the what is that? The Five of Cups. He's going to be asking.
Bullshit. Yeah. He's
yeah,
bullshit. Yeah.
totally. He's not
I
happy with.
there was I don't know if everybody heard it, but there was one point when he was saying something about Donald Trump. Tim was, and then Vance said something like, my running mate, or something like that. And I thought, ooh, I don't think he should have said it that way, because it sounds like he's running for president, and this
Yes.
man is just the peripheral
Yes.
damage.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It was my running mate and I.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And most people would defer, even if they were MAGA, and say the president and I, because you know how he is about that, or President Trump and I, but not my running mate. I thought that was weak language for Donald. It would be. So
Yes.
I get that Vance thinks he did good because he's got the love goddess, but Trump thinks that he might have sunken his ship, and he's got the angsty teen. That's why he's on his Truth Social. He's so mad. He is mad, 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 mad. He's so mad that he could end up having a cow. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Or as my mother used to say, oh, he's going to give birth to kittens.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I can see that. I can see that.
Yeah. Okay.
Kamala thinks Tim did great. He stood tall as an island, basically.
Yes.
And he's a gold mine. And then I get Tim thinking that he was trying to be the repairman. He tried to cut the trees and get through to the real stuff. So that's what I get. Okay. Who else are you going to do here?
Yeah. I've got Kamala as the Queen of Wands. I love that.
Yes.
She's quite happy with Tim's performance. I think that she thinks that he got his message across.
Yeah.
He may not have won any awards for his, debating skills, but he got his message across. He was decent, and he did what he had to. And again, the Nine of Cups. Yeah, she's quite happy with him. Walls. Look at the moon, or not Walls. No, I already did Vance, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I already did Vance. So
Yep.
this would
Would
okay.
that be
If
Kamala? Yeah. No, you
I
already had Kamala. So this is Tim.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Yep.
So Tim with the moon, you know what? I think he went with his intuition.
Yeah.
And he was guided by the intuition. And yeah, the Ace of Cups, he came across as the decent, nice guy. Look, can we all just get along? Can we all just have a decent
Yes, you're right. He
conversation?
did the Rodney King. That's right. He
Yeah,
did.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Absolutely is right.
totally.
Wow. I love that Tim brought up the policemen that were killed on January
Yeah.
6th and this and that and that and this. Um, I don't feel like Vance has really ever worked in his life because he's gone to college and then he did this other stuff with that dude with Project 2025 who got him
Yes,
into office where he hasn't done anything. And
exactly.
his record is there isn't a record.
There isn't
Yeah.
a record.
Yeah.
No, he hasn't. He hasn't really done anything.
Mm,
And
mhm.
yeah, there's no history there for
Yeah.
him to talk about. There's nothing that he can say, well, you know,
Mhm.
in such in 2022, I put this together. I
Yeah.
did this. I helped
Right.
initiate this. I
Yeah.
none of it.
Yeah.
It's,
That's right.
you know,
That's right.
yeah.
That's right. So, Water Lily, how does Trump feel about Vance saying he would shake hands and congratulate Waltz if he went? Oh, you know that's got to piss him off. Yeah, 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 yep, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey, who are you going to believe? Him or yeah, your lying eyes. No,
yeah,
I could absolutely see Vance going saying, "Well, yeah, you know, I said that, but I was joking. It was like I was being sarcastic. Like, yeah, I'm really going to go shake the man's hand. Are you kidding me?
I know.
No,
Yeah,
there's
yeah. And they
he,
shook hands afterwards, actually. Yeah, they did. I
oh,
saw them.
nice.
Yeah, yep.
No, oh,
I know. I know. Yep.
yeah.
Um, all right. So this is a cute question, Water Lily. Was it me or was Vance crushing on Waltz? He agreed with Tim more than he agrees with Trump. I mean,
Mm,
really, that's what's going to piss Trump off the most, I think.
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah. I
yeah.
really do.
That,
Yeah.
yeah. I think, yeah. Does Vance, um, does does Vance like Trump? Well, I get the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, he's looking at him as a leader. He's looking at him as someone to, you know, the guy knows what he's talking about.
They were mirrors to each other in this debate.
Yeah.
I think they recognized that no solution is 100% perfect.
Yeah.
But the fact that you can discuss things is important, and that's what they kind of both said it. Although I don't know if I believe Vance that
No,
he means it. I don't believe he might
no,
not mean it.
no.
Yeah.
But okay, pulling out my deck of characters. So let's see
Okay.
what else we might come up with here.
Yeah.
But
Rose wonders if 45 will threaten him or not. Yeah.
Rose Blue, is the Pope Catholic? Like, come on now. You know damn well he will.
Well, you know what I always say? Does the Pope shit in the woods? Is a bear Catholic?
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
I was
And
thinking that. I was thinking that Tea Garden Chicken. Vance was wishing he could be Tim's VP.
uh-huh. Yes. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Absolutely.
That is so funny. Yeah, no, we really do believe he was lying his butt off. Honestly, yeah, he was. He was.
Yeah.
Oh,
No.
this
Yeah,
is
no,
interesting. There's a solar eclipse in Libra tomorrow. We knew it was
yes.
coming. Both sides will claim victory, represented by the scales. And I really don't think Vance. I think his boss will rip him a new one, and so that maybe not out on the outside, maybe just make his life miserable because he wants to say, I'm sure that Vance wiped the floor with him because that's the way he is. But
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
yeah,
And he this is going to be a hard one for Trump because
yeah,
he wants to punish Vance. But he kind of has to stand by him. He has to say that
yeah,
Vance won.
yeah.
But if he says that Vance won, then he has to agree with everything Vance said.
That's very true. And the thing about not when Vance said he would not certify the election, and then they brought it up, and he said, "Well, blah blah blah." And then Tim, I think, or the lady said, "Did Trump win?" And he never really answered that.
No, he didn't.
No. Yeah. Yeah.
No, he didn't. Huh,
Yeah.
interesting. This will he you know what? Look, I get the womb,
Wow.
and I also get the demon. And I think what this is telling me is, yeah, Trump is talking to Vance and he's saying, I made you. You're on that ticket because of me.
Right.
So you're going to do exactly what I tell you to do. He's, yeah, look out for the tweets because I think that,
Yeah.
yeah, Vance did not perform the way that Trump wanted him to. Trump wanted him to get in there and fight. Trump wanted him to get in there and start calling Walt's names and start
Yeah.
talking about Kamala, and he didn't
Mm-hmm.
do any of that.
He didn't. Yeah.
No,
I'm sure he wanted to bring up the China connection.
yes.
Trump wanted him to. I'm sure that there are other things. It's interesting. They didn't bring up the Middle East, and they didn't bring up Ukraine. You notice that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I didn't know that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, now there was a discussion. They did about the Middle East where they were, and I think that was very early in the debate.
Okay.
Where yeah, and I can't remember exactly how the question was, but it was along the lines of excuse me, does with is it Iran that just flew a missile into
Yes.
Israel, and it
Yeah.
was I think the question was, does Israel have a right to
That's
protect
right.
itself?
That's right. Yes, you're right. They did bring that up. I'd forgotten about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't get an answer though. What bothered me was in the very beginning, they let Vance talk first. No, they let Tim talk first, and he answered the question to the best of his ability. And then when it was Vance's turn, he said, I just want to say, I got some kids and you don't know me very well and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And that's not the way that Tim went right into it. He answered the question.
Yes.
And it pissed me off because he was like, well, I have my own agenda. Let me get my agenda out of this first.
Yeah,
so that kind of
for those of you who don't know me, here's a little of my background. And my grandmother raised me because my mom couldn't take care of me because she was
an addict. Yeah.
She was an addict. And was that covered in your book, bud? Because I mean, you how did you rise so far above everyone, considering you had such a bad anyway?
Yeah. And of course, he kept beating around the bush to avoid it, just like Trump did. Trump did the same thing when it was his turn. Wow. So will 45 threaten or even, I don't know what veet is, yeet or get rid of Vance? Let's see.
Will he?
Oh, he'll definitely threaten him. Look at this. I see a big fire, but it's like the dancing shoes. He's going to light his shoes on fire. He's going to say, you get out there and you talk my talking points, not your talking points. Yeah.
And yes, Joy. Yeah, he lied about where he was living. He lived in a middle-class neighborhood. Yeah, and he made it sound like, I was, sometimes we had to get food stamps and whatnot. Don't,
Yeah.
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 This, I get Trump. This is not going
He's
to
gonna
sit
gut him.
well.
He's gonna gut him,
Yeah,
huh?
he's not going to
Yeah.
sit well with Trump, and
Yeah.
is he is going to do whatever he can to he's going to try to get rid of him. Yeah,
Wouldn't
he is.
surprise me. Wouldn't
He's
surprise
gonna,
me.
yeah, he's going to
Mm.
try to get rid of him, and I don't know what he would use.
Yeah.
Um,
He won't be able to, but I
yeah,
think he'll make his life fairly miserable, I'm
yes,
guessing. Yeah. Wow.
yes, yeah, probably attack his wife.
Ah,
You
probably.
know,
Yes, that's true. And
yeah.
yes, I did notice this with him too. Have you seen the meme where somebody put an accordion in between Trump's hands? Oh, it's so funny. Honest to God. Yeah, it really is. Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah. Mhm.
wow,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
yes,
a spousal debate, Laura? There you go.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'd like to see that. That would be a lot of fun. Yeah,
This is very true. I mean, I don't know if
yeah.
he must know, but he's not well. Trump isn't well. So they're going to try to use the 25th Amendment if he ever got in, don't you think? They're not going to say he can run the country.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. And that would be the day after he is declared a winner.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would go in and go,
Not going to waste any time. That's right.
no,
That's
no.
right.
It
Yeah.
would be very, very, very quick.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Wow. There
So
was something else that was said at the end, and I'm trying to remember what it was that I thought was fairly important. Um, let's see. Vance got the last word, which I didn't like, but they threw for that, so there's nothing else that can be done. But I think it was what Tim said. He said something like, "We don't want people to be fearful. We want," and he even brought up Roosevelt. There's nothing to fear but fear itself, and he doesn't like the way that Trump wants to use fear. And I did not hear Vance say anything about that at all. Retort. And if I'm wrong, let me know. I'd love to know.
yes, please.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't. Oh.
And yes, Vance is worse than Trump in many ways because Vance can be manipulated, and
Mhm.
he is able to put aside how he feels about things for
Yeah.
the sake of his comfort and whatnot. He has said himself that he's willing to say anything
Yeah. Yeah.
get things done.
That's
So
right. That's right.
whoever comes in with the biggest bag of dollars is the guy that, yeah, absolutely, I'm right behind you. What do you want me to say? Just give me the script. Give me the script. I'll
Yeah.
memorize. So,
I like that Waltz brought up the childcare, because JD Vance made a point of saying he had a 7, a 4, and a 1-year-old, something like that. And they actually agreed that childcare was so important. But remember, with Trump, he's like, yeah, childcare is childcare. It's not that big of a deal, he says.
no.
And we know that couldn't be true of a person who has children.
Yes.
It's just totally ridiculous. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. He did, Granny. He did make up stories. Yeah.
Absolutely. Hello, Marie Sutton.
Oh, I bet
Hello,
he did.
Michelle. Nice to see you.
Yeah.
Yes. She says, yeah, there were so many lies.
Yeah, there were tons and tons of lies.
Yeah.
Yes. Marie, you're right. In the media takes a look, it will be on the substance, not the performance. Waltz will win on facts. Yes, and when they asked him a question and he realized that he said something and misquoted himself, he was the first person to say that. So, and Trump would say that that was weakness, and
Yes.
that he doesn't believe in it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
never apologizes. He never, he doubles down,
Yeah.
right? When, yeah,
Yeah.
you know he's wrong when he doubles and triples down. So,
I'm sure he is reaming him out already. Yeah,
oh,
I'm sure of it. Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I cannot wait until that the Apprentice comes out, because oh my
Oh, I
gosh,
know. Yeah.
yeah, I so want to see that
Yeah.
movie. I'm
Absolutely.
I'm putting aside some money, because one of the, well, several of the theaters that we have here in town, they've got those beautiful reclining seats,
Oh,
and you could also order a meal and an alcoholic beverage. And I'm
really?
thinking, yes,
Wow. All
yes,
right.
and I'm
Wow.
thinking I might order me a steak,
There
and
you
I
go.
might order me a Caesar
There you go.
as I'm
And
watching the
have your
movie.
son come pick you up so you can have a few drinks.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I did think that he, of course, said the borders are 360 times.
Yes.
Um, and that's their talking point again,
Yes.
absolute talking point.
Yeah.
This is an
Yeah.
interesting question that Guamzilla says, will this make Trump debate Harris again? I don't think that ship is going to sail no matter what, because I think his people aren't allowing him to do it. That's my feeling, but
Yeah.
let's see what the cards have to say.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
And yes, Joy, I've seen some of the clips, and ooh,
Yeah. Yep. Oh.
okay.
So I get the love potion. He can't be constrained unless he's drugged. Everything is all about him. And so if he wants to do it, he will do it. But the other people want to put that idea to bed. So,
Mhm.
the people in his campaign, they don't want him to do that.
No,
Yeah.
no, I think I get the guitar and and the dancing shoes.
Yeah. There's
So
those
I think,
dancing
yeah,
shoes.
yeah. He wants
Yep.
he wants to
Yeah.
get in there, because he wants to change the tune. He needs to bring it back in line with what he is saying, not what someone else is saying. And to him, to Trump, this feels like Tim Walz got the last word, and he
Yes.
needs to have the last word.
That's right.
So,
That's right. Yep.
okay, hold on.
Because he
I'm just
doesn't like him anyway, I don't think, because he's not manly,
yeah, well, no,
Yeah.
his people are going to talk him out of it. This is the 5 of
Yeah.
Cups. Yeah,
Mhm.
they're not going to let him, because they know, but yeah, he absolutely would, because he needs to have the last word.
He also won't, I don't know if it was 60 Minutes or Dateline or what. He was supposed to do a interview, but he's not doing that even.
Oh,
That's what I heard. Yeah.
yeah.
I wish at the same time, Mary, with what just happened, I agree with you
Yeah.
that because they're trying to do away with FEMA, NOAA,
Yes.
what is one of the governors of it was Matt Gates. They wanted to have more FEMA monies in Florida, and it was the day before the hurricane, and he voted against it.
Uh-huh.
And so that's all we see over and over again. And how we're
Yeah.
gonna, and then what's his name? She asked that question: how are you going to pay for this? How are you going to pay for that? And I don't really feel like Vance stood his ground on the monies coming in that are not being taxed for billionaires. Because remember, the lady, the moderator
Yeah.
said, he got all those people together at Mar-a-Lago and said, vote for me and you'll get all
Yeah.
these tax cuts. But Vance didn't go there with it. He didn't answer that part of
No.
that question. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And the one thing that I wish that Walz would have brought up when
60 Minutes.
Vance started talking about the hurricane, and oh yes, and I'm sure that Tim would agree with me. My heart goes out to all those people and blah blah blah. I
Oh,
think
yeah.
that would have been a great opportunity for Tim Walz to say, you know what, that is what you're looking at, Project 2025 would guarantee that there is no help there.
Right.
That what has happened to those people, you just live with the consequences. Now, I
Mhm.
understand why he didn't, but it there's a part of me that wishes that he had kind of
Yeah.
put out there and said, well, according to Project 2025, yeah, isn't it a good thing that those things are in place, that
Yeah.
people can go somewhere? Whereas,
Mhm. Mhm.
yeah, under the
But
COVID
he probably would have
situation,
just lied and said, "Oh no, that's not true. We're not," because he already said he wasn't going to give up and he didn't really say anything bad about. He actually Vance surprised me, and he said, that he felt really bad that that woman that didn't get the abortion died, and and he also said a couple other things that I thought that's what's going to make Trump mad, that kind of stuff, that he was sympathetic to the idea
mhm,
of something that wasn't part of what Trump's agenda is. So,
yeah, yeah,
wow.
he was, um, yeah, he did. Vance was being swarmy, and
Yeah.
he was trying to, never mind my running mate. I am the voice of reason. I
Mhm.
am willing and able to extend a hand to the other side. We can work in unity
Right.
together.
Yeah.
Like I could, yeah, I wonder how often he rehearsed trying to come across that way that, yeah, I'm
You know
I
who prepared him? Tulsi
hmm,
Gabbard. She
oh,
prepared him. And he brought her name up, if you remember, or if anybody else heard it, he brought her name up as being one of these real wonderful people, that are out there and can do so much.
wow,
Um,
isn't
yeah,
it lovely?
yeah, yep, yep,
Yeah,
yep.
well, he's the
Uh,
yeah,
yes, I agree with this, Linda Bishop. Um, the
the car,
Trump is like a used car salesman. It's trying to sell you a car you don't want. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. So again, a lot of things happening this week with Judge Chutkan
yes,
in the DC courts, 180 pages from Jack Smith, and Trump's people only put together 7 pages, and some of the things that they disagreed with, they're not going to go anywhere.
no,
And they're saying he's inconsistent. Jack Smith's inconsistent with this one and that one. And Glenn Kirshner said the reason he's inconsistent is because Trump interfered and had the Supreme Court get in there and change things around. Yeah.
yes, yeah,
So,
because
yep.
initially,
Hmm.
um, yeah, Jack Smith said that he did not want to release the names
Right.
or the information about he wanted that to be sealed or kept secret or anyway not to release them. Um, but then yeah, the Supreme Court came in and said no, 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 you have to prove what or go back to Chutkin, and she will decide what was within the purview of him being president and what wasn't, and so on and so forth. Well, it
Hmm.
was the Trump side that changed the rules.
Right.
So
Right.
now you have
Yep.
to approach it under the new rules. So you can't go in there and cry and say, "Well, it's not fair. You're making us live by what we wanted."
Oh,
Yeah,
I know. It's
you
the
know
old
what?
whining 2-year-old shit, that you
Yes.
see over and over and over again.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
so
I
Guamzilla, you've been teaching 23 years. I see that some of you are talking about education. I've been teaching for 25, and I totally get it. But they want to get rid of us. The Department of Education, just throw them out. Tim said the other side doesn't listen to the experts. And so, what's his face? Vance says, "Well, not they just because they're book smart doesn't give them any common sense." And I wanted to say, buddy, you don't have either one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
because yeah,
yeah,
yeah, he
yeah.
he
There
did
you go.
he didn't do. he didn't do his side any favors. But I'll tell you,
Right.
there are going to be, because he didn't go on the attack and
Mhm.
because he wasn't as vicious as Trump, um, Fox News and some of the other channels are going to say, see, that's very presidential. See,
Right,
um,
right.
he's a conciliator. He's someone who's willing to
Willing to bend and yeah,
bend and all that, and that just goes to show you, Trump made a great decision when he picked him, because yeah,
yeah.
they're gonna spin this, but
No,
hey,
definitely. Definitely. Yeah, they
yeah,
will.
we know
Um,
they would. We know they would. So
this is kind of
yeah.
important and it has nothing to do with the debate, but something everybody should know. There is an X flare coming in. Stay inside tomorrow if possible. Don't go hang around outside too much if there's an X flare coming in. Some of these solar storms not only affect us physically, but also some of us don't sleep well. Some of us have
Mhm.
other problems. Thanks, Randy. I was not aware that we're dealing with that right now, so I
Yes,
appreciate it. Yeah.
yes, yeah,
Uh,
solar flares. And
Terry, you're
before I
the
forget,
uh-huh.
happy birthday to President Jimmy Carter, who is 100
100
years
years
old
old.
today.
That's right. That's right. He made
You know
it.
what
He did.
he did? He
Mhm.
did. That man is going to live long enough to vote for Kamala Harris.
He's gonna
That's
damn well try. Yeah, that's true. He's
that's
only
what
got
he
what another, if you think about it, what another month and
30.
3 days or four
Yeah,
days or something
yeah,
if to meet that
yeah,
criteria. But
exactly.
um,
And yes,
he
Sherry,
was
tomorrow is the eclipse. Yeah,
uh-huh. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And you guys, if you want some remedies and to kind of know a little bit about how to deal with the eclipse and some of the things that you can do, go over to Astrological Tarot. Go over to
Mhm.
Michelle Marie's channel, and she's got some
Oh,
videos,
good.
and they are very, very helpful in terms of what you can do and some of the
Yeah,
mantras and whatnot. So
sure. That's
yeah,
wonderful.
absolutely.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh,
so
oh, and
thank you,
yes,
Dr.
Mark,
Stan.
Spirit Whisperer
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Ah.
Mary Trump just posted a video titled "Trump is Pissed." Yep. We knew it. We did. You'd have to know it if you watched it. He was too nice to Tim Walz.
Yes.
And he doesn't have any nice in him. He doesn't have any kind of compassion for anybody or kindness for anybody. So yeah, that's really
Yes.
cool. I mean, we really did know that. Yeah. Wow.
Yes.
Oh, so from 3:20 to 6:20 p.m. Eastern time. Oh, 3:20 p.m. Pacific, 6:20 p.m. Eastern, a large solar flare. So if you can stay in at least at that time tomorrow. But remember, it's still got to come our way. So
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Laura, you're
Uh,
so right. You're so right.
yeah.
He's being berated right now. Oh, yes. Today is Mark Spirit Whisperer, Mark Atha's birthday as well.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
thanks to those of you who wished me a happy birthday earlier that were on Marina's channel because you couldn't see my posts. Thank you. That was very
Yeah.
nice of you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And and
Oh, that was
I am
today.
officially over 4,000. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yay, Marina. Fabulous.
Yes.
Wow.
Thank
That's
you. Thank you. Each and
awesome.
every one of you. So yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. Awesome.
If you haven't already liked, shared, and subscribed to either myself or to Allie, please do so.
Yeah,
Please
please
do
do.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
We-
Garden Genie, it was Sunday. It was my birthday. Thank you, hon. Yeah. Yep.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
wow. Okay. So the eclipse was today. All right. So yeah, I'm glad I was inside.
Mhm.
Mimi wonders what would Trump be most mad about? Um, I think you could probably intuit exactly what it is. He's just too nice. He was too nice. He let Tim get too much in. He didn't butt in too much. Yeah, all
Yeah.
that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he's not happy with Tim could say he agreed with Vance, but I don't believe Donald would be happy that he would say, I agree with Tim. That would be like,
Exactly.
that's,
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah.
No, that's not what it is. Is will a judge order a psych eval on 45 from a court pick list of doctors?
You know that they
No.
had to, Rose, when he got that $400 million or whatever, and he was convicted of a felony. You have to have a psych evaluation, and of course, none of us know. By the way, Vance and Trump have not put their tax returns in for as required, but Tim and Kamala have. So
Of
you
course
can
they
just,
have.
yeah. I keep getting
Donald.
this. I
Yeah.
keep getting this.
Yeah.
It's all about him. Everything is
Totally. Everything is about him. Yeah. And that's probably, they haven't released the taxes because, hello, they're both under audit because the government is after them.
That's
This
very
is
true.
yet another smear campaign. Yeah. And yeah, there's,
oh dear.
yeah. Trump is under the gun. Vance is under the gun. The people out there have more and more information on Trump. Trump is terrified that a lot of the exhibits and things that Jack Smith has given to Judge Chutkan is going to come out. Yeah. And it's going to come out before the election.
Yeah.
He is terrified of that.
He is. He is. Joy, I'm not totally getting what it is. Are you saying to put off for a day something that needs done? I don't know what I said that maybe it was.
I think she's meaning when you said, don't, just stay indoors tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. I know a lot of people can't stay indoors, but
yeah. If you'd, if you can,
you can.
Stay in.
Not out of fear. I don't like promoting any kind of fear for anybody for any reason. So no, it isn't. It isn't meant to be fear at all. Yeah.
No, it's just, you know what? Yeah, why? Yeah. Why go out there and subject yourself to something if you don't have to? If you have no choice but to go out, okay.
Yeah.
You know,
so the astrology person says laying low is good advice. So okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So, divine magic occult. Yes, we sure can. You keep getting the feeling something's going to come up that will cost him his position, something to do with hidden foreign funding. Wouldn't surprise me. Would not surprise me.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Wow. Absolutely. He hasn't taken care of the Floridians for years, really. He's not yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Garden Genie, you'll be all right. We'll send you a whole bunch of protection as well. There you go.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Right. You know what? I wonder if Ron will get the boots, the dancing shoes.
The dancing shoes. You know what? There are people that are gathering around him. I got the vomit and I got the cauldron.
People,
you know how they're going to start talking about some of the things that he has done, and he's going to find himself in hot water.
It reminds me of the idea that what was it? Didn't Tim bring up book banning and other things? I think he did. I think it was something he brought up. Like, how ridiculous is this? You know, with so many other issues in the world.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, I did get dancing shoes. First, I got the crystal. He thinks he's all sparkly and shiny, but he's actually burning up, and it's going to take him out. His boots.
Yeah. These boots are made for walking. Yeah.
He has lizard lips, Linda says.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
No, he will. DeSantis is not only going to be brought down by what he has done, but also what his wife has done, because you know, I read on him probably last year, maybe even the year before, and I said, you know, his wife is the one that is pushing him
Mhm,
to run for president. She's pushing him. This is what she wants for herself, not really for him. But
mhm.
I got the distinct impression then that she will yeah, that some of the things that she has done are going to come back on him. Yeah.
Mhm. Wouldn't
Uh,
surprise me. Would not surprise me. Um, so, Diana, you're a riot. The green M&M, has white boots. That's what she
yes.
has. You
Yes.
know, I have a question to ask you too, Marina, about this because I
Mhm.
don't think we haven't been able to talk about it since he got indicted. Do you
Yeah.
think he has something to do with um, Sean Combs, P. Diddy, that whole thing? Because he gave him a key to the city. Yeah,
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 I think that there might yeah, there might be some connection there.
yeah.
Um, what
Huh.
what I have a hard time with is the timing,
The what?
the the timing of
Oh, the
how all
time. Yeah,
this came
yeah,
and whatnot. That's a little suspect.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but will he resign before the election? No,
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 yeah.
no.
He
And
unless and he won't resign unless the governor decides to
yeah,
get rid of him. But I'm hearing that what's his name? Cuomo wants to come back in and be the mayor of New York or something. And I'm thinking you're just substituting one person in trouble for another person in trouble.
yeah.
It doesn't make any sense,
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Yeah.
No, and you know what?
Oh.
For those that are thinking about, well, you know, why wouldn't he resign and whatnot? If he was a Republican, they wouldn't be calling for his resignation.
Right, right.
So
Yeah, that's why he's hanging on. Because he Menendez did the same thing. He
yes,
figured he'd
absolutely.
try since the Republicans always seem to get off a lot of them off scot-free.
Yes.
So, yeah, you're right, you're right. I did
Yeah.
not know that there were 120 more
Wow.
people that came forward. Rose, is this with, Combs or Adams? I'm not sure.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
P Diddy is a big mess, and you know what? That's um there is such a thing as having too much money, as having too much privilege, whether
Uh-huh.
it's white, black, green, blue, whatever. Right?
Okay. I didn't know Steve Harvey left and Russell Sims, and she
Wow!
is talking about Diddy. Okay. Wow.
Wow!
Wow, wow, wow. Well, I heard that Combs, of course, is used to all this money and having, and he's in like one of the worst jails there is, where there are uh, spiders and all kinds of crap. And he's just having, I believe Justin Bieber is a victim. I believe that's
Yes,
why he's as odd as he is, because he's
yeah,
got some psychological issues. And I think it didn't
absolutely.
help. It didn't help. Yeah.
No, I mean he was. I think he was what 15
Hmm.
when he first
Hmm.
got into
Yeah.
the scene with Diddy. So
Hmm.
um, you know, we're not talking about a man. We're talking about a child.
Right.
Um,
Absolutely.
and yeah, I'm
Absolutely.
sure that it has had an effect on him, and I'm sure that he has been. Oh, Gonzalez is 13. Yeah.
He was
So
13 when oh my.
wow.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. 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 His one complaint added to the list was only 9. Okay. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
When Justin was younger, he was, I don't know, he was very odd to me. Never was anybody. But then again, we've seen the same thing with Macaulay Culkin
Yes.
and certainly, I mean, even Shirley Temple and Judy
Yes.
Garland and all that. Of course, it was a long time ago, but the grooming stuff that they're
Yes.
doing,
Yes.
horrendous. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. absolutely.
Oh,
And it's having too much power and not enough people saying no to you.
yeah, yeah.
And
Mhm. Yep, yep.
yeah.
No, I don't think they're in Rikers. I think they are in the Bronx. I can't remember, but I know I don't think it's Rikers. Somebody else has been there. Was it Jeff Epstein? I don't know. Um, yeah, I can't
Wow.
remember. Oh,
Wow.
he's Sam Friedman. Oh, he's sharing a cell with Sam. Remember Sam Friedman? Oh my God. Oh wow.
Wow.
Wowee. Wowee.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, Brooklyn. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
What about
Um,
that
yeah,
stars
there's
that
the
just
info
know
on
that?
Casey DeSantis. Yeah.
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 Did everybody hear about that other moon? Is that what you're talking about? The supernova? There's supposed to be a second moon we're going to have for a little while, I guess, until it goes
Oh,
out of orbit or something. I just read a
oh,
little bit about it, that we should be able to see it when we're looking up, provided it's a clear night. But oh yeah, the Bitcoin guy. Yeah. Yeah.
that would be interesting.
Yeah.
That
Oh
would be
my.
really
It
interesting.
would be,
Yeah.
wouldn't it? Yeah, would be cool.
Yeah.
He'll take others down. Yeah, 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 yeah. I agree. Well,
Yeah.
if you think about it, we've been told now by the astrologers, Michelle, Diana, Andre, whoever, that the Pluto configuration and some of the other stars that are out there said that this was going to be a time when everything was going to come out. We
Yes.
were going to hear about things that have been hidden for years and years, and we're just seeing that over and over again. So I know there's more coming.
Yes.
There must be more coming.
Yeah.
Oh, this is in Orion. Oh, something different. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
But
The
yeah, it's a
second moon will be
second
around
moon.
for 2 months, and it will affect us. Ooh, you
Yeah.
astrologers will have to figure that all out. Yeah.
And let us know. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Oh, it's
Absolutely.
happened throughout history, Diana? I had no idea. Okay.
Mhm.
Shaylee, Sam Friedman is a Bitcoin guy that ripped off a whole bunch of people. And
Yeah.
yeah, he's been in there for a while. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Asteroid is way too small to see with anything other than high-tech equipment. Oh,
mm-hmm. Yeah.
oh. Well,
Okay.
yeah, that could be the asteroid. But two moons, that would
I know.
be interesting.
Yeah.
I think it
It
would be
really is.
interesting.
Yeah. Do we know how long ago, Diana, that we had 2 moons before? It just would be interesting if you know
Yeah.
that you don't have to. It may be a while. The second moon is like a speck of dust, according to Hogarth. Okay. The North
Well,
Pole's in Russia now. Mm. Oh, you're going to talk about it tomorrow with Valerie? Okay, good. That's good to know. Okay. Sounds good.
excellent.
Yeah. Well,
Excellent.
is there anything else anybody wants to know before we go? I know that we've been here over an hour and it's been great being with you all. So thank you all for being here.
Absolutely.
Um,
Absolutely. Yeah.
but I guess it's probably time to do a little bit of a wind down. We'll be back tomorrow on Sisters of the Mystical Tarot. And yeah, I know, Water Lily. We got to kind of wind down and go to sleep ourselves. So yeah.
Yeah.
Tonight
Yeah.
there's a second moon on Trump's bald head, Yogi Bear says.
Aw.
Oh,
Aw.
that's funny. That's funny. Thanks
Wonderful.
everybody for joining us tonight.
Yes.
Much
Thank
love.
you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.